spots.
Hello, everybody.
Good day, good evening, good night, good morning, and good afternoon. Whether you're in future time in Australia, according to Janina, or you're in backwards time in California, or you're in present time, which is the East Coast time, welcome to another exciting episode of the Rings Tennis Fans podcast. Well, it's a live cast today, so we have fans who are listening up front or listening in the back. We appreciate you. I see Alpha is here. I see lovely drama girl is here. Steph in the US, well, Monk Girl, number one. And we got
Ooh,
Tony.
I like that term. What's that about, Steph? Are we talking mountains, literal mountains, or are we talking?
Nah, she just likes the mount.
mountain?
Maybe girls. Mount girl. I don't know. You want to tell us something, Steph?
Steph, are you just a cowgirl? Just a little cowgirl? Is that what it is?
I need the inspiration.
I don't know.
It's 2022. It's 2022. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
But before I go any further, let me introduce my co-hostesses with the mostesses. We have Janina from Foreign, Ohio. How are you doing, girl?
Oh, I'm so good.
Oh,
Are
God,
you?
She's too happy, y'all. I can't deal with it. A happy Janina is going to be a Janina.
Yeah. Are you drinking, Janina? I don't hear any.
No. But it's a good day. It's a good day. I woke up to good news in the middle of the night. My phone just chiming away about 3 a.m. or so. And I'm like, what is going on? Is the world on fire? It wasn't on fire, but it was fun.
Well, Steph said, I can't even pronounce what that mountain name is, but it's a mountain in New Zealand. So she's in the right hemisphere, geographic location, ocean, right area where we'll be going. She was. I know she was.
I know, real.
It was so much more fun than that stuff.
Me too. But you know what? I'm going to take it. Steph, you're grown. You're allowed to keep your secrets, okay? Especially don't tell Janina.
What were you doing in those mountains, girl?
Don't tell Janina your business.
Bless us. Oh,
and we have Andreen from Solely Tennis Travel. How are you doing?
I'm good. I have I just moved on from one shot to another, but this shot right now is.
Are we talking alcohol? Are we talking vaccine?
It is a tequila called from a wonderful spot that I went to just outside of Guadalajara. Tres Mujeres. It is lovely, y'all. Warm, lovely tequila. I took a shot in honor of Janina's happiness.
Hey,
you're moving on to were you already drinking before the podcast?
I started the shot of Tres Mujeres, and now I'm just back to that regular old, wonderful, creamy coffee liqueur.
Oprah is a bazillionaire, and one of the advice I heard her say, and I would take this advice. She said, "Don't mix drinks, okay? Don't mix drinks." She said that.
Listen,
why
I'm going to tell you something about Oprah. Oprah gave us Dr. Oz, and so every now and then, Oprah can make a mix-up.
Oh shit!
She also gave us Dr. Phil, who's not a doctor. I mean, Oprah girl, what we doing?
Oprah's doctors were dubious, but anyway.
And all of her, a fair amount of her book club selection have been very problematic. Oprah girl, I mean, like, I have to reevaluate my choices, and I think you should as well.
Especially around liquor. But anyway, thank you so much. Yes, I'm doing well. Sunny California. Once this podcast is put to bed, I'll try to go out and get some fresh air.
And in the past tense too, you got like 3 hours behind us, so you got your whole day ahead of you in sunlight.
Bullshit.
Janine, is it snowing in Ohio? It's always a mess over
No,
there.
but it is cold.
Oh, it is cold here as well. I mean, I feel like I'm in the tundra. I can't even imagine how people live in Siberia. I just think it's just like it's not a real place. It's just not a real place. There's
They're
no
used
way.
to it.
I mean, no, I think everyone is walking around in like fur coats and whatever. Like, that's
Well,
why
they
Peter would
are.
never go there. Because Peter know that they would they would be skinning
They'll
animals
get
alive.
killed.
And there is, of
Yeah.
course, me, Reels here. We were supposed to have a special guest, but I won't say who it is. But he or she or they decided, you know what, they got better things to do with their life.
They were
So
like, "Fuck this."
I know.
Untimely
Actually, they
ass
were out.
podcast
They
that
were
comes
out
on twice a year.
celebrating. I know
Well,
they're out
actually,
celebrating.
no. Honest to goodness, they decided to take a stand with Nole. So
Oh,
Oh
and
God.
retreat.
All
Mm.
right.
yeah.
Well, let's jump in. That's a good way. Michelle, hello. Um.
So
Yeah.
I mean, after our last episode, we really were getting into the weeds, and here we are. Let me first say, ladies, I I am surprised. I want to say in
So am I.
hindsight that they had no other choice, but I
Yep.
am still very surprised. Hi, Michelle. How do you ladies feel about
I feel
the leg?
good. I feel like initially I thought this was going to be a bunch of chaos for nothing, and that come tomorrow, Novak would be on court and playing. But then I, for some crazy reason, decided to go ahead and watch the proceedings last night. And I was like, oh, this is not good. There was nothing that was said by those judges that made me think Novak even had a shot in hell. I was like, he's out of here. He is out. And when I finished watching it and everything wrapped up and like nothing was going his team's way, at the very end, they said, can we please have a decision within 30 minutes so we can know what's happening? And the judge was like, sorry, you're going to wait. We're going to go do whatever we got to do. We're going to talk. We'll get back to you when we get back to you. Might be tonight, might not even be until tomorrow. So like nothing was going their way. Nothing. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure Novak got his attorneys from a bubblegum machine.
No, they're pretty wealthy. I mean, well, at least it's
I
an
mean,
expensive bubblegum machine.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
if he was if that Woods guy was representing me and the judge asked a question and my initial response was, yeah, I don't need to answer that, I'd be pissed. I
Well,
would be
here.
pissed.
I
But
mean,
Well, you know what?
anyways,
they're
Let's not
only
keep it
working with what
going.
they're only
Let's
working
not
with
keep
what they got.
Okay, but they worked it well. So let's not keep it going too
so
long, y'all.
anyways, I'm not surprised. After watching what I saw last night, I'm not the least bit surprised. I really expected it.
But in honor of our fearless leader who has
Yes.
left us, we figured it's been all Nole all the time. We may as well continue the jam.
Let's roll with it.
Exactly.
So
I
the
mean,
draw show. Give us the rules, Reels.
and let no one say that Reels is an unjudicious hater. Let no one say that Reels is not fair in his criticism and spreading the love and the hate. And because Nola isn't here for his fans and for us to see PCB take him out, we're gonna do honor by his memory and celebrate. Let Novaxx be the whole theme of the draw. And you might be wondering, how is this even possible? But I assure you, have we ever let you down with our draw shows? Have we,
I feel like
ladies?
you have. I feel like I have. I've stumbled a few times. But I want to say, I'm going to give the
I
credit to
mean,
Pablo. Pablo in the chat. Pablo was very right. Me, a cynical girl, said absolutely no way they let him leave. Pablo was always on
yes,
it,
he
on
did.
point. So let's give it to you. Give it to you, Pablo. Cheers to you for calling it and for being
Yes.
such a wonderful, wonderful legal brain behind the scenes and in front of the mic with us.
And let it also not be said that Reels called it out, saying that yes, though he might be able to come and play the Australian Open, can he even leave the airport? Can he even come to Australia? And therein lies the issue because Australia did
Oh, Lord.
the Australian Open did everything it could, held up the draw, held up the order of play. They did everything they could to make sure Nole was able to play. And unfortunately, he
Well,
couldn't pass the threshold.
it's not going to happen. But
Here
may
we
this
are.
be the last day that we go on and on about him. So we're going to give him his due.
Mm-hmm.
And as Real said, this is in honor of Nole. We each took, just like our top six, we each took an approach to all about Nole all the time.
Oh, Lord
So
have
I'm looking
mercy.
forward to seeing how my fellow co-hosts chose to divvy up the draw with Nole as an inspiration.
Hmm.
We're gonna start with the ladies.
Is that what we're going to call this? An inspiration?
Well, we will determine it by the end about how you all decided to tackle this.
Okay.
We are taking a
Okay.
draw, but we are not obviously looking at the ladies the way Nole looks at the ladies. Sorry,
Mm-mm,
Elena.
mm-mm.
So let's start out with the women's side of the draw.
Let's do it. Top of the first half.
So
So,
my first, oh, Janina, you go then. Mhm.
oh, I got nothing. Listen, I this I think this side of the draw is the more interesting piece of the women's draw.
Mhm.
But I don't love the women's draw. Do you guys?
I did. I found this draw
Really?
very equally split across the board. I
Oh,
thought
wow.
so. I was looking at the draw and I was looking at each round and I like highlighted in yellow things that I am looking forward to. And I have to say, there's some markings all over it. I'm looking forward to a couple of the matchups.
All right. Well,
I
I
think
think
what Janina is trying to say is that there is no Serena, which is really the monkey wrench in the
it's
entire
really
women's
weird.
draw.
There's no Williams sister at all.
I mean,
I
even
didn't
when
find
Whitney,
my love Kuznetsova either. You know what I realized as I was filling out this draw? I have been very removed from tennis. I don't know who half these fuckers are. That's the
Well,
truth.
we're
So
about to
I'm gonna
discover it
need some
together.
emotional support today.
Yep.
However,
And none
all
of the
things.
Pliskovas are in it.
what?
Did you notice
Yeah,
that? None
Oh,
of the
yes, that
none of
is
the
true.
you know
Pliskovas
what?
are in the draw.
I didn't miss them. Oh God, I didn't even notice.
I mean, I thought someone was missing, but I was just like, I mean, I tell you why. I tell you why I wasn't checking for the Pliskova sisters specifically, but I'll tell you later on. But that is
Mhm.
true. I mean, look at another nugget coming my way. Look at that.
Mm.
Look at
None
that.
of the Pliskovas are in the draw for you all. So let's start
Well,
out
I
at
mean,
the
only
top.
one
Come
technically
on.
would have been here anyway, but you know.
No,
So this
listen.
top half,
One of them joins in and one of them earns the money. Let's give them full credit.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. So this
So,
top quarter of
mhm.
Hmm.
the top half, right?
Yeah, women. Hmm.
It's a little bit it has some potential for
Hmm.
tears, right? Um
Right away,
so
actually.
do yeah, absolutely. So I mean this reminds me of do
Mhm.
we remember when Novak won in Australia, one of his I think it was his second slam
Uh huh.
against Murray, and Murray cried and he's like I can cry like Roger, I just can't play like him.
Really? Was that it?
I think that we might get some of those tears here, you know.
Who's giving you tears? Who's giving
Well,
you tears?
I think that we don't know what kind of Osaka we're going to get.
Mhm.
I think she might end up crying. I feel like I don't I think it's going to be mental for her. But maybe not. Maybe all of the controversy around slams is now focused on somebody who likes to eat grass. I don't know. Ash Barty has a lot of weight on her shoulders. I think she goes in here
Mhm.
as the favorite. She's at home.
Mhm.
She could cry. She might cry like Andy. She might cry like Roger. It won't be as
Oh,
pretty though. Either way.
oh. So for me, this
Mhm.
little section, the way I
Mhm.
approach this draw, y'all, from a Novak perspective, is I was looking for vibes only, Nole. Vibes
Mhm.
only, Nole. So you remember 2011 dominance, Nole?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Remember when he showed up tan, fit, no body fat, a
Egg.
doctor, a doctor putting the bread on the belly and diagnosing him?
Yep.
I mean, quiet as it's kept, y'all, Barty has been having a dominance season on the WTA tour. Like, I mean, I know it's like a thing, but she's such a quiet, dominant player that what I'm giving her credit for is a little bit of 2011 esque, not quite soft. I'm going to do soft. I'm feeling soft Nole dominance here. She's expected to get to the final. the only person anyone really thinks she's supposed to trip over is Osaka,
Hey,
right?
I'm not gonna count
Mm.
Camilla out. This bitch can fuck anybody up.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So yeah, we've got so for Steph and folks who haven't seen this draw, the potentials over
What
here for
Steph?
us is
What has
first,
Steph been doing?
second,
What
third.
has Steph been doing? Really?
So it's a core. It's a fourth round between Barty and Osaka is definitely the matchup that I think everyone is expecting,
Uh-huh.
and then possibly Ons and Sakari. Right?
Yeah.
Those are the folks that people should be worried about in this section. What are
Yeah.
you thinking about this little section, Reels? What is this side
So,
of the draw just for you?
I mean, I don't mean to be shady, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be shady. I call this
Mm-hmm.
section. It's not everybody's number one. So, I mean, what I'm saying is that though you are technically number one and you are the favorite in your own country, I mean, the rest of the world is just like, oh, there's that Australian girl that plays tennis. So she doesn't come with the same bells and whistles, maybe a soft touch, like you said, Andre. So, really and truly, and people like Georgie, just love the camera. I actually think Georgie's going to take out Barty in the third round. I know, I know,
What?
I
Well,
know.
Steph, Sakari actually played. She played Adelaide, and I think she lost in the Where did she go? She went to round of 36, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
don't know.
played Adelaide.
Yeah, I think she lost
Actually, she
early.
won. Wait, she won the final, no?
Who,
Didn't she?
Sakari?
Wait, no, she didn't. She lost.
Wait,
Who did she
look,
lose to?
let me tell y'all something, okay?
I
COVID
thought
tennis
Sakari
in
played.
the summer series in COVID times in Australia, I can't handle it. I can't understand how we're playing two tournaments in the same place on the same courts. Like three. Like Australia, figure this out. Figure this out. Either you highlight something, it's very confusing. It's very confusing to see four women's match and y'all tell me that we're in the semifinal stage in the
Yeah,
same
like
place.
I
Like
think
what's
that's what
happening
I.
here?
Oh yeah. I think that's what it is. I think she lost. Oh, she lost to Rogers. She lost to Shelby Rogers. That's what I couldn't recall what would happen, but yeah, she actually played. So reels, everybody's laughing at you. You're picking Georgie to take out Barty in
Look,
the third round.
he who laugh last laugh best.
All right.
I hope
All
you people.
right.
What I want, you see, this is the part where we always get, I know my colleagues, my esteemed colleagues here accuse reels of never filling out the women's draw in particular.
Which is true.
Truth be told,
But
no one
the
can
only
fill
reason
out the
why you
women's
filled it
draw
out this way. Well, see, the only reason why
because
you filled
no
it
one
out this
can fill
time
out
is
the
because
women's
Serena
draw.
wasn't around. Stop it.
But
You didn't do it because Serena wasn't around. And you're like, oh, I better fill out this draw.
because look, I think the real issue that Osaka will have is
Hmm.
probably with Anisimova, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly.
Amanda. Yeah, that is
Amanda.
one of those matches
That
I'm
is the
looking
match I'm
forward to
really looking forward to if
in the
Osaka is,
third
on
round.
like a boiled corn. I mean,
So yeah, that's a match. That's yeah. There's see, this is what I mean when I say there were some matches here that are interesting to look for. I think in the third round, Amanda versus Osaka. If
or
that
even
happens,
Amanda versus Bencic.
well, Benchich. Let's all talk about Benchich versus Chris
Kiki.
Kiki.
Yeah, I thought that
Oh,
match starred. That might have some tears. One of them
uh,
bitches will cry any second.
let me just say,
Benchich isn't quite right, and I don't know what's going on with
and Kiki
Kiki.
has
We
not
all
been
tell
right for a very long time. Maybe she's trying to figure out who she can tell it in what language. But
Oh
I
god.
mean,
you.
I mean, I'm really so lady, I didn't even fill out my draw in pencil. I
Oh
typed up my draw.
wow.
So I have Anisimova and Osaka in the third round. And
Yes, so do I.
I have that. And if I can, I'm trying to make sure I have these people laughing at reels. Oh my God.
Real
Madness.
question, y'all. Let me ask
Hmm.
because I because Nole has taken up all the air in the room and also our
Hmm.
draw. What is the prognosis for Ons? Ons is in this half. Is she better? Because I knew she had withdrawn. Is she healthy? I'm assuming that
Oh
was like a
crap, she's hurt.
I'm thinking that's a preventative withdrawal. You know how they do
Shit,
that
I've got her
before the
going
slam.
far.
So in that little section, the only other person who might smell something is, like I said, Sakari and
I don't trust Zachary. I don't trust that.
Jessica Pagula. Remember, she had that nice little time
Mm,
this
mm,
year.
mm.
Is she disappearing this year? Is she going to disappear this year?
Look.
Well,
um,
Rana Kondu did.
Listen, let's all
Okay.
anoint that and
Okay.
enjoy that for what it was.
Oh, lovely drama girl says, I haven't made any picks. Going in like insert Sandra Bullock Bird Box GIF. I mean, that's really how you do for the ladies' draw. You just basically throw a dart. You just basically throw a
Oh
dart, and the
man.
name that you hit on, she's getting to the finals. She's
Okay,
getting to the finals.
so there's some fun
So I
potential
and
matchups up
Andreen, to
there.
answer your question, I definitely have Ons rolling up in there.
Mhm.
I have her facing in the quarters Osaka.
Me too.
Oh, you have her getting
Or
past Sakari.
no, I have Sakari
Oh,
taking her.
I mean,
But we're
I
not
do
going that
not
far
trust
today.
Sakura.
Stop that. Or are we? I mean, I did.
We
Are we
typically
talking that
go
far
that
ahead?
far. Yeah, we
Okay, let's
We
typically
usually
go
go
around the
this far.
16th
okay,
quarter.
great.
Yeah, we usually go to round of 16. So, wow, listen, there's some tasty matchups. So the idea that this little section has some tasty stuff. So if we are successful here,
Mm-hmm.
we would get, if things held in the interesting way, you get Barty versus Osaka or Amanda,
Mm-hmm.
or Ons versus Sakari. 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 I'm
I
trying to do
don't
it
trust
quickly.
Sakura to get out of anywhere really. I mean, I know
Okay.
y'all are trying, but I mean, I see
I,
the
I,
pizza.
I enjoyed her
Sasnovich, she
run
has to
late
get
last
past
year.
Sasnovich in the second round.
Yes, she does. I know that's
So
a
I
little bit of a
mean,
tricky one. But I've been enjoying her resurgent form. She wasn't quite as good as she could have been in the WTA final.
mhm.
Which, by the way, can I tell you? I don't think we met and spoke. That was a wonderful event. I hope they do it. I hope they do it again there. And if
In
they do
Mexico.
in Mexico, you all need to meet us there. It is a fun time.
I mean, even though the
Um,
final was on a Wednesday, but okay.
I mean, the final was on a Wednesday because of some
Yeah, the
tournament that
tournaments
was leading
before,
up,
yeah.
right? Yeah, it was a chaotic, but
But
it was a
hopefully
good
they can
crowd.
reorganize themselves better for this
No,
year.
like, listen, it was a good crowd. Even though it was a Wednesday, it looked like it was a weekend.
That's
Well,
good.
good.
So the bottom half. What were you feeling, Janina? What Nole's energy did that bring up to you?
Well, you know, I listen. This is Coco's section, right?
Oof, oof.
It's full of roadblocks. I'm gonna need her to pull in the Novak telekinesis vibe and use all the magical powers that she possibly can to get through it, because I would love to see her get through it. I mean, we're definitely going to need some Novak magic here. I don't
I
know. Maybe she needs to put some bread on her belly,
I
just
need
close her eyes, give extra long hugs, because apparently that does magic stuff. So, ooh, there's a lot going on down here that I don't like. I mean, I just,
Can I ask you, what do you think first and foremost about who gets through the Sophia versus Madison Keys match?
listen, I picked Madison because I just feel like the surface is going to suit her better. But I don't
Hmm.
really know. Like, that's really tough. I saw that and I was like, ooh, right?
I mean,
And
this is
then
where
even
Sophia got to that final, right? Isn't this where she won? Wait, she did win,
yes,
right?
it was
Sophia,
she did win
yeah,
that.
but what has she really done since?
So
She had some nice photo shoots.
I mean,
uh,
no,
She
she
left her
does
phone.
not. She
She
does
left
not
her
have nice
phone at
photo
her
someone
coach.
shoots.
let us be fair here, Andre. Someone took nice pictures. What they took pictures of wasn't nice, but they took
Oh
nice
my
pictures.
gosh, I can't with you. But what was your Nole energy for this section of the draw, if you
So
have
for the
one?
bottom half, I basically call it Nole's parents, crazy hype, and they never deliver whatever it is. Just a lot of hype. And as for Coco, I'm gonna need Coco to give me that Nole versus Raja energy in the final set,
Oh,
where
honey,
I just
listen.
know I'm not gonna lose this match. Okay? I need Coco to see 15-40 and think I still have a shot. This match is mine. Serving for it.
Ooh,
And as for the Kenin and Keys match, I think they might have to call this match off because no one would be able to get a serve in. So I don't know how they're gonna even treat
No,
that match.
Keys has been resurgent. So this section of the
Mm.
draw.
Look, Keys is like what's that girl name? Is it Kerber? They play well before, and then when they show up at the burial place, they just like
Yeah, I kind of thought so. I actually thought that she had a really good start, but I didn't know if I could see it running through the Australian Open. So for me, do you remember the post elbow surgery Nole lull and his reawakening right after?
Mhm.
This is what I'm feeling because Vika's in this section and Badosa's in this section. The idea that you should call this the Coco section when this is a Badosa section.
I just like Coco the best.
So
So-
I hate to say it, but
Mhm.
I think the thing I'm looking forward to is a rematch of Coco versus Keys in the third round
Yes,
with
I
a
have that.
different
I have that.
outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, because I don't recall these two playing, Svitolina versus Vika, y'all.
What?
You know, that could be a real shit show.
Oh yes.
Right?
I don't know what that's gonna look like. That might actually look like some Novak Rafa shit.
Yes, right? Because
Crazy running rallies, 5 fucking hour matches. I'm not gonna be there for it. I'm gonna be live scoring that shit.
I will be there to see Monfils on the sidelines. That's what I'll be there for. Monfils and his friends. Look, Monfils' box is very sexy. I'm just saying.
So
So
the
I'm there
only,
for
the
Tommy.
only other
Tommy
part,
said that Madison's playing well, but I can't trust her to go in far in the slam. Okay, she beat Coco last week. I just watched a match. It was a good match. Yeah, it was a good match. But Coco had her chances.
I'm impressed with all of you who've
Coco
already
is going
watched
to week
tennis.
2.
well, the
So,
other thing, so in that little middle section, in
mhm.
that little middle section, which is the section that has Barbara, who are Roland Garros champion,
Yeah.
I call this the bird flu vibes 2008 section because really it's got Ostapenko, y'all. And it's got, I'm looking forward to the third round potential matchup. Well, actually, two. I'm looking forward to Donna Vekic versus Ostapenko if that can happen. And I'm also
Why
looking
though?
forward to the possibility of Ostapenko versus Barbara.
And I
Barbara
don't know
K.
what Punton Save is doing. So
Nobody
Who's
knows what
this out?
Putin
I
is
know.
doing. I think she gets one win and then she loses to Svitolina. That's what I think.
But so you all listen to the matchups that we've mentioned on this side already, y'all. The ladies' first week. There are some fun possibilities.
Define fun.
Listen,
and guess who's here, Andreen? Guess who's here, Andreen? Your girl Kirsten Flipkins. She's back.
I know.
She is back.
I don't think she's gonna do much, but she's performed well. But you know what? Let's talk about a sad first rounder for Tomljanovic, y'all. Badosa coming off of a title, and the Aussie girl first round. Good luck to her.
Oh.
I mean,
no, this is a
I
good
want to
section.
say I care, but I really don't. So,
listen, I don't understand. There's so many fun people here, and also Marta is in this section, which I know gets people really excited.
Marta,
she gets people excited.
She does. She gets the real WTA fans. You know,
people
you
who have
are
WTA
WTA
TV.
fans.
If they can catch
all don't have WTA.
If they can get a match, look.
Okay.
Steph, you are entirely right about how I think Tomljanovic's match is gonna go. I think I is definitely going to be up a set and lose that match. Because, but you know who is really channeling the thing that you say? I think Gina about the eyes. I think Badosa has a little bit of that energy. She has a little bit of that Nole's energy. At least that's what I recall.
Look, you know how I feel about the Spanish ladies. They steal your lunch money. They will steal your lunch money. They ain't playing. Listen to me. There's like set of people I do not mess with on the tour. French boys, the new crop of French boys. They ain't your Monfils. They ain't playing with y'all. They ain't joking. They ain't trying to sell you chocolate.
Yep.
And the Spanish girls, the Spanish Fed Cup team,
ladies are great.
See
but
them, you run.
She's very nice off court, but on court, she is definitely snatching wig, as
Mm-mm.
Pablo says. She really is. She's
But
feeling
those look like she
herself.
could suplex you, like she's
Yes.
not playing, and then walk off and be like, "Ref, what you gonna do about it?"
So talk
No.
about. I mean, so this is what I'm saying. Like third round, you probably have Bedosa versus Marta. You've got Keys versus Coco if you get it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got Bedosa versus one of them. I'm hoping it's Coco.
Right.
And
That's all I
then
have.
after that thing happens, you might end up with a Bedosa versus Vika, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the final, right? In Indian Wells, if my
Yes.
memory is scratchy.
Yes.
So this has the potential to be
I
fire.
actually have Coco and Azarenka. I think this
Oh,
is. I know.
yum, yum.
Yes. Yes. Because I actually think if Svitolina faces Azarenka in the
Yep.
third
I saw
round, if I'm not
Vika going
mistaken,
through that.
I
Yep.
think a regular Vika would beat her because she's done well here. There's no Serena, you know what I mean, and she trips up over the black girls.
This is the
And
2011 Vika. Could we have a return of
yes,
2011
Oh
Vika
gosh.
to pair with the
and I mean
2011
like
Nole
if
vibe we
Vika
had?
if Vika is doing well, if Vika is doing her thing, Svitolina
I haven't
is
seen it
going to
yet.
be way behind the baseline. Azarenka will not give an inch off of the baseline.
So I think
So
this will be fun.
yeah, I think Azarenka is more solid than Svitolina. But I bet someone's gonna pull up the head to head and tell you, no, actually Svitolina beat her 20 times.
I mean, it's
Oh,
possible. That's the way. But was that in a slam though? That's the thing between
That's true.
Fidelina and
Because
everyone.
that's where it really counts, right? That's where it really counts. Was it a slap?
I mean, these are the ladies that let Sophia Kenin win a slam. So let's just talk about that.
That
But
was
oh, oh
Muguruza.
boy.
So that was Muguruza.
Tommy, I want that too. Tommy says he thinks Coco will beat Bedoza and then Coco beats Vika. Let me tell you something. If that happens, what am I doing for myself if Coco actually manages to get
We're drinking
comfortably
more
into this?
tequila. We're drinking more tequila. What else
We're
is there to
drinking.
do? We're in a
That's true.
panini.
In
We're
a
in a
panini,
panini.
there's
There's
nothing
nothing else
else
to
to
do.
do but drinking in our homes. Okay.
Mhm. But
Okay, so
I
anything else
do
about
have.
the side of the draw? Because I'm already excited, y'all.
Mm.
Some of those matchups
Yeah, I
are I'm
mean,
already
yes,
kind of
but you know
pumped.
what? You know what, Andre? You know what? Let's be honest. The
I know
WTA always promise excitement on
it
paper.
does. It does. It does. The matchups are always really exciting. But first week,
And then next
WTA
thing you
first week is
know,
what you want. You want
we're here
WTA
for the
first
draw,
week.
middle of the draw week show. And guess who's in the quarterfinals?
I
Guess
know.
Somebody
who?
we never heard of.
Zhang.
Fiona Ferrero. But
I mean,
no, but
that's
I'm not
true.
mad at her. I'm not. But you know what? You're right. The best combination is first week WTA and second week ATP. That's usually how it works.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
first week is flat ATP side and fire on the WTA side.
Maya, hi, I didn't get the memo. Reels, you didn't send Maya a personal
I was
message?
going to do that, but
Oh,
I thought Maya was gonna be like, I already know. I'm so
You
sorry, Maya. I dropped the ball. And it's
really
Janina's
did.
fault, of course. I mean, like, why
Ooh,
would you even ask?
it's
blame it on
always my
Janina.
fault. I'm
Blame
blamed for
it on
everything.
Janina.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely drama girl say, how many of these matches will I actually stay up and watch? But you know what? What's really
Zero.
good is that the Australian Open allows you to see. I mean, 7 o'clock is sort of
Early
early.
rounds. Early
Yes,
rounds for
I
the
mean,
East Coast.
yes,
I mean,
you
for the
can
West
see.
Coast is actually
Yeah.
pretty decent. I will say, that's a really fair question to ask, lovely drama girl. I would stay up. I would forego some sleep this time around for Keys versus Coco.
Mm.
Coco versus Vika. If that happens, I'm gonna do it. And if Coco goes against Bedosa, I'll stay up for that.
Steph, why are you lying? I will not be up for any night session. Steph, why are you lying on
She'll
the
be up
chat, girl?
if Rafa's playing. She's gonna be up. She's gonna be up.
Steph. No, you see, Steph, I thought you were, I had you in my
Steph,
mind
I
a
know you're
whole
gonna be up
different
for
person, Steph.
Kokanakas. And
But,
listen, Steph, she's going
now
up
that
for
we're asking
Kokanakas.
questions about mountains and you talking about New Zealand and you telling lies, Steph, I'm not so sure you're the person I think you are. So,
No, Steph
Steph,
is gonna stay up for Kokanakas versus Rafa
mhm.
in that second round. We gonna see.
Steph, which is going
Everybody
to have
looks
a
like
mom subbing for me.
Rafa.
Steph, don't you dare put your lovely mother to sub in for you. She will not be. Let that woman have her
Well,
sleep,
Mom
okay?
doesn't have to get up and go to work. That's the thing.
Well, that's
that's true.
true.
Her mom will sub in. Let's get to the second. Let's get to the second half, hun. This is
Okay.
great.
All
So
The
the
right,
ladies,
second
second
half,
half.
top half,
for the top quarter, my
top
three or
quarter.
four quarter. I said this
It's
is
not
Nole.
your turn.
Oh,
Okay.
give it to Janina, really?
This is the only part Janina did, so let her have it. Go ahead.
Janina, you so wrong. Why are you roasting?
I mean, just still
Janina?
mess up the order, all right?
Okay,
Okay,
all
go
right,
for it.
Janina, you can go. You can go.
Okay, this top quarter for me is full of potential temper tantrums. We've got a lot. We got some hotheads in here. Some temper tantrums might be good, maybe some not so good. But Novak is known for his massive tantrums on court, whether he be smashing rackets, smashing people's tracheas with balls, you know, yelling at people in the audience, whatever. But I feel like this half up here, we could see, I would love a classic Zvonareva meltdown. That would be great. I would like
No.
Oh yeah, that was one of the best things about her ever. And it seems as though she's matured a little bit, and she's a mother and a wife, that she doesn't seem to behave that way. But in honor of Novak, let's bring that back out, girl. Have a meltdown. Put the towel over your head. Do all the things. I
Oh my
think
God.
that
Yeah.
I'm sure when Karen gets to listen to this, Bridge P, she's gonna say, "How dare you erase the memory of Anna Chakvedadze?" Anna Chakvedadze. I mean, just like the sun comes up every morning and the sun goes down, there is a Russian who will cry at any point in a match. Have a full breakdown, tears, inconsolable. Anna Chakvedadze. Zvonareva is not that girl because Zvonareva made 2 major finals, and you don't become unsteady. Unfortunately, I think she met Kim Clijsters, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just not going to
Well,
talk
you know
about that.
what? It's so funny you say that. We must all be feeling it because I call this section. Do you remember back in the day, 2008, that weird period where Andy Roddick and Nole was having some sort of bizarre rivalry where they were trading wins back and forth, and then Nole would withdraw. I saw Contavite, and I was like, "This feels like Contavite."
Well, you've also got crazy Danielle Collins.
And also Simona Halep here. Simona almost injured, always Halep. So
Yeah.
I think there is some serious Nole versus Roddick vibe here. But I think this is the period where Kontaveit triumphs here. I see Kontaveit studying herself and making her way through this a little bit. Maybe
I
she
think
will learn
she
from that what is that Krichava? What's that? Pablo's gonna get on me for that pronunciation.
I think that Contavite will do just fine until Garbini's in here, and her draw is kind of nice for her, I think.
Generally, yeah, it's a soft. There's some soft people up in the drum.
I don't think she's really going to be
Mhm.
challenged too much until she gets to Halep, if she gets to Halep, because Sloane Stevens is there. She could be riding high from her first beautiful photo shoot.
So she's taking out Raducanu, right? Let's all show that.
Oh,
Yeah, Sloane has showed
yeah,
up,
for
and Sloane has
sure.
got a first round match against Raducanu.
Tony says
Sloane,
timeout. What's the matter, Tony?
what happened? What's Tony
Tony
timing
says
us out
Tony
timeout.
is
for?
willing to accept Annette Kontaveit. Listen, let me.
The
There's nothing
Overlord?
as an overlord. I kind of faltering overlord, but I will say that having seen her live, yes, I'm making a bid for still being solely tennis travel.
Mm-hmm.
She's lovely.
Which one?
She hit Kontaveit. She hits
Yeah.
a lovely ball. Like she's really lovely to watch live. It's really just. I mean, her game sometimes on TV I think doesn't present that exciting, but the way that she can hit that backhand, whew, I mean, she's really and the way she reads it's nice. Like she's
She
really
is
nice
fun to watch live.
She's really nice to watch live.
She's good, and she's an all-court player. She can do it all.
Her mentality is her biggest issue. Like she literally should not have lost that match that she lost to Barbara. So that's her only problem for me. Is like I feel like if that's why I called it the Nole versus Roddick era because that's before Nole tightened himself up a bit. Is that if she could figure out how to get steady, I think she can remain really competitive. I just really see that for her, but I just don't know. I don't know if she'll do it. But
So,
yep, go for it.
sorry,
Real.
go ahead. You finish,
No,
Andre.
no,
Sorry.
no. That was it.
So I have a slightly different take, and I take a combination of what you two did. So the third quarter for me is the unreliable doubles partner that Nole is. Where you think you have a relationship and a partnership with these ladies, and then they just gonna conk out. And in fact, I would go so far as to say that in this quarter is where we're gonna get that lineswoman coming out of the some inexplicable thing is gonna happen which nobody foresaw. And
What?
that
Ooh.
major finalist, first time major finalist, first time title winner is coming out of this quarter.
Who's it
I
gonna
think it
be?
is time. I think it is time that we acknowledge that it is a feature. It is a part of the program and not an anomaly. Okay, not a bug of the WTA, right? That you're gonna have some crazy.
Clara Towson.
So I'm gonna go with a little bit of experience. I'm gonna say so. First of all, let me tell you all right now. I think Siniakova takes out Kontaveit.
You do?
I'm telling
maybe,
you. In
maybe.
fact, in my fourth round, I have Siniakova versus Zvonareva. So Zvonareva will cry her way all the way to the fourth round.
Stop yourself. You do not having beer of
Listen to me.
out of the
Listen
first
to me.
round.
Andreen, you and I watched the women's semifinals at US Open.
Yes, we did.
Okay, I would say no more. I don't want to relive that trauma. We're going to sit here and pretend that Barbara Krejcikova didn't win the French Open. Right? Right? And who did she play? Who did she play in the finals? Pavs. Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova.
Listen, Pavs is not until the bottom. Let's stick to the top.
But no, I'm just simply saying. We saw that same 128 ladies at those. We did draw shows. We didn't even know Krejcikova exists.
You know, I love how that happens, though. I mean, obviously she was a doubles player, but I love how, you know, I think the last time that happened on the men's side, in my memory from the Australian Open, was like, and it's not even a great memory, was the Canadian guy, the big legs. What's his name? Milos. I remember when Milos had a deep run, and everybody's like, "Who's this dude?" I was like, "Wait a minute! I thought we played Brad. I thought we played Brad to simply know who everyone is." He was confused too.
But
so you're right.
But here's the crazy thing.
Come out of it.
This used to happen on the men's side. Arnaud Clement has a major French. Thomas Johansson has a Australian Open title over Marat Safin.
Oh.
So I'm just telling you, people, history.
You think an outlier comes out of this section? So
I mean, I don't even think that outlier anymore. I just think this is just part of the program.
So if you were gonna pick somebody who makes a surprise run like Barbara did at Roland Garros, who's doing it in this? Who's doing it?
I am giving it. I decided that the lineswoman in this competition, the person who just comes out of nowhere and just fucks up the whole thing. Like, what did just happen? I don't know what happened. I'm gonna give it to Zvonareva for sentimental reasons, and because Janine is my friend.
Oh,
you know,
boy.
I mean, but I'm telling you, Siniakova saw Barbara Krejcikova's check, and she was just like, "Wait a minute, you got that money for doing the same thing we be out here doing now, girl? Let us get in there. Let me get in there and some of that money." No.
I will say she was really feeling it.
I'm telling you. I think the surprise deep runner is coming from the third quarter.
You can say that, but you know that the head-to-head is actually 1-4 to Kontaveit's favor. So we'll see. Yeah.
Might I remind you, Raducanu hadn't even won a match?
Okay, stop.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I think we're living in a different world. Are we watching the same tours?
Well, we never. Okay, so the middle section here, which is like that second, the second quarter, maybe-ish, like just a little bit between the part that Muggs is living in, where our Fearless. No, it's actually not. It's the top quarter. It's the third quarter. It is where Iga is.
Yeah.
I picture that period. You remember the post Grand Slam Nole? Remember that stuttering, low confidence, confused, might have cheated on his wife Nole?
Oh, this is my dodgy Nole section.
Oh my god!
That's my Spontex section. Remember how
nothing they do makes sense. We are the same mind.
Right. Remember Swiatek has been so fragile post her Roland Garros run. I'm seriously getting post Nole won the French Open vibes from this.
Right. This is wilderness Nole. This is the wilderness section here. They just go off. Like you just never know what you're gonna get. They just all dodgy. Sam Stowe says in here. Now look at Robin Anderson from America can get her first major win. Look at that. Did anyone I mean like Robin Anderson's gonna have her first major win.
Stosur.
Taking out Sam Stokes in front of a home crowd. I
Okay,
mean, you can't.
Could we talk a little bit about this a little bit, y'all? Just like, could we gossip a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
How has Stosur been dealing with the Barty rise? Like, nobody has said anything about that. What's been going on there?
I mean,
what is there to talk about?
I mean,
why is she still at work?
Everyone said it was impossible for an Aussie to win, right? And then Barty just quietly came out, won Wimbledon, and has been a fairly dominant number one, as one can do if you're not Serena. And I thought, and I heard this is Stosur's last tournament, right? This is her last tournament, or either her last tournament or her last.
Oh, she's
year.
going home now. I was just because I was wondering why she's still at work. I was just okay.
No, I saw that there was a thing about her being. I think this is her last season, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I saw a presser that said something along those lines. So, I mean, there's some sentimental favorites in this little section here, that three quarters. Janina, did you have, I guess we're down in the bottom. So did you have a name for this section?
No.
You didn't?
I don't really like this section. Kind of like I don't like Novak.
You know what I got this section for, honey? Can I tell y'all what this section reminds me of? And it has to do with Sabalenka, y'all. Do you remember Novak Djokovic and his period with Todd Martin and the double faults?
Barty has a hot hunk.
I mean,
no, she
that's
doesn't.
Pablo being a shitty bitch.
That's probably.
Okay.
This reminds me of 2009, 8 months Nole, when Nole had Todd Martin to help him fix that serve, and the best thing you can count on was that those yips that he would often get right on match points or break points.
I mean, look, I I don't know who is in Sabalenka's camp.
The serves are killing her, y'all.
Look, I want us to think about the fact that this girl only thing is that she can serve, right? That she's a one-trick pony. But the trick doesn't come out when it needs to be.
She can hit a hard ball. That's about it.
That's okay. That is
ball
far
too.
more accurate. Thank you for the clarification. And you're right. I did see this in person. But to be down here bombing down serve, when it works, right? When she's lucky enough to get them in, she's bombing down, like 120, top 110, whatever. And then you're so frustrated you're underhand serving. I would have walked off the court.
Well, I say better underhand serve than get those double faults, though. Come on.
I mean, did you see what the girl did to her? The girl was just, the girl was waiting for a double fault anyway. So she was already ready to move in. She just ran and hit that ball with such disrespect and disdain. Like she wasn't even playing with her.
Girl, I remember Nole because Nole was in Federer's craw. And that was my year of traveling the tour. So I saw Nole a lot from 2009
And you also used to like him.
I did like him. I still do. He's still my
whatever.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I think it might have changed from this whole endeavor. But y'all, come on. We're not talking about who else is in this section. Reels, we're gonna come back to you for your thing. But Layla is in this section.
Layla is in this section. Kvitova is in this section. Angelique Kerber, how is she still 16 in the world?
Listen,
she's in this section.
Let's pray for another Kerber Layla match in the third round, like they had at the US Open.
Yeah. And I've got that, and I've got Fernandez coming through.
She better. She did the last time, but I actually have Kerber coming through. I have Kerber learning her lesson. Kerber knows the court better.
Are we reading? Are we all reading the same draw? Because I know I'm reading Kai Kanepi as number 114 and playing number 113.
I saw that.
I'm just saying, like
I put a star next to it. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how y'all had a lot of bass in your voice, with cap locks talking about Kerber gonna get to the third round. I mean,
listen, if she gets past Kai Kanepi, which I know Kai Kanepi looks at the Oz Open as her ticket to extra cash every year. But what did you call this? Did you call this anything for Nole?
I call this the dodgy Nole section. Nothing happens. Nothing makes sense here, right? Especially the second seed. I don't know how this girl.
Can we make a bid? I want to
Mhm.
just point out to Steph because I know Steph likes her. Rebecca Marino is in this section, Steph, and also Haley Batiste is in this section, and Storm Sanders is in this section, y'all.
I mean, I know Storm Sanders might get this match over because I know those crowds, the half crowd that they have is gonna be all over Storm.
But
So
listen, yeah, the
The
crowd is
half
going to be all
crowd.
for her.
Are we not having full attendance?
of course we're not having a full
No,
attendance.
Oh,
it's
I
half
never
crowd.
know what's going on in the world.
But y'all, if Sabalenka, listen to me, Sabalenka is the number two player, and we are fearful of that serve. So this is definitely Todd Martin Nole vibes.
Could you
Get it
imagine how she
together,
feels?
Sabalenka.
Could you imagine? I mean, this has to be worse than what's her name? This has to be worse than Dementjeva, right? Because Dementjeva actually is new. Once I get the ball in, I'm okay, right?
I,
I'm better
I I
than okay.
know. I know Pablo watches everybody. Who can tell me whether Rebecca can beat um who is it? I think it's supposed
Bazooka,
to be
Buskova.
Bazooka. Buskova. What do we think about Haley Batiste getting past Caroline Garcia? Is that likely? I
I
I
don't
mean, it's
know.
mean,
possible. It's Caroline Garcia. You don't know what you're going
right?
to get
You
with
know what I
her.
mean? But I think if Haley approaches this match like I belong here, and
Mm-hmm.
this is where I want to be, and I have to make the most of this opportunity, she takes it. Because I mean, again, Caroline Garcia is like so dodgy. Like this girl was
Yeah, her
supposed to
serve
have
is
all.
very dodgy.
She
I
is
I
all over
love
the
her.
place.
She's a scrambler, and but I mean, like, listen, I saw her in Indian Wells. I mean, I've seen her live twice. She needs a serve. She needs a reliable serve.
Steph said Garcia can get double bageled by anyone.
I know Garcia, but you know who else is in this section, which I didn't see? Samsonova. She's a huge server. So if she can get through, she's get. Oh, and also Vandrasova is here. Listen, you're right. This
Yeah.
section is chaotic.
So yeah, nothing makes sense. So just so you know, I have Layla and Petra in the quarterfinal.
In Layla and Petra. Okay, so let's do a little
Yeah.
bit recap. So for the quarters
Mm-hmm.
from the top, what do you have, Janina? Who do you have?
Quarter. So that's round what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Five.
Mm-hmm.
Barty and Osaka.
Oh yeah, fourth round.
Ons
Sorry.
and
That's round six.
Sakari.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in the wrong round. Okay.
No, no, no.
Os-
Fourth
It's fine.
round. Keep
It's
going.
fine. It's
Sorry.
fine. It's fine.
okay. And then Krajikova and Svitolina. Coco and Badosa. Don't judge me. On the other side, I've got Kontaveit and what's that say? Oh, I don't know how to say her name.
Is it Rybakina?
Rabakina,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Halep and Muggs, Swiatek and Kvitova,
Mm.
Fernandez and Sabalenka.
Ooh, you
What?
have Sabalenka
You think
going
Sabalenka's
now?
gonna survive 3 matches with that mess, girl?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do.
Let me tell you something. No disrespect to Sabalenka, but I think Draco could retrieve the ball better. That's Sabalenka. Draco is Janina's dog, by the way.
Oh
Like
my
no.
god, I
Uh,
love it.
mm-mm,
Oh
mm-mm.
no, no. I mean, similarly, I say so for the ladies as we come to the end of this, which is marked by really spotty Nole. I say, we've got Barty versus Osaka, Ons versus Sakari, Barbara versus Vika, Coco versus Badosa. These are all wishes, please. Kontaveit versus Rabakina, Halep versus Muggs, Shantek versus Pavs.
Oh,
Pavs sometimes does well down here. Kerber versus Samsonova. That's who I'm picking
ooh.
from that little bottom section.
Okay, so I just want to say that on a whole, the women WTA draw is
Hmm.
always like high pressure Nole. It's like when
Yeah,
Nole gets to like the Olympics, when he gets to
yeah.
like
The overall draw.
um calendar Grand Slam, when he faced PCB, it's just pressure, and like he just drops the ball, like he just loses focus. The crowd, it's just all over the place. So that means that anyone can win. You know what I mean? So be prepared for a brand new WTA star in the making. If WTA had any sense, they would have been putting on a next gen or whatever, or just random selection
They
tournament
don't
at
need
the
a
end of
next
the year.
gen, honey. Because the big ones don't need a next gen. The big ones come through, but those
Mm.
come through the
Well,
real tour,
WTA could just
not
have
that pet
random
tour.
selection. Let's meet some girls. Let's meet some ladies.
No,
Because you
they
know
pay
what?
Court
Next
Reef
year
though.
they could be the major champion. So by
Pablo
round of
and Tony can go kick rocks.
so
I know.
Tony
We're so
Keller says
excited.
Tony says he had Tommy sorry says he had the same thing like Andre next step Fernandez versus Von Drusova. I have that too, Tommy. So let me
That's
get
a
to
good
my
one. Yes,
so
please
I
say.
have Osaka. I mean Osaka or Amanda. If Osaka
Mm-hmm.
gets past Amanda, I say Osaka all the way, right?
Yep.
Osaka, Georgie.
Party. Oh, Georgie.
I
Ooh,
said what
look
I
at
said.
you.
Look
Say
at
what you say,
Um,
honey. I
you.
on
hope Georgie has some
Jabot,
cute kids. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
We'll talk
just
about
didn't.
kids later once
I,
we see it.
I
Midweek, we'll talk about
this
kids.
middle section here, it's like I was just like, whew, let me just throw a dart on anybody in here. So, but you know what? For sentimental reason, I'm gonna say, Dana Vekic, um,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
and Jabot for round of 16.
Mm.
I have Azarenka versus. Oh, that's my third
Wait,
round.
are you doing? No, you're doing. So no, you do fourth round
Right, right,
because
right, right.
yeah,
Azarenka
because
versus
Beckett isn't up
Krejcova.
there. Mm-hmm.
Azarenka versus Krejcova. No, sorry, you're right. You're right. Right. Vekic versus Azarenka. That's gonna be money in the bank. Listen to me. Put that
Okay.
at night.
Money for
All
who?
Um,
right.
I mean, like for the
Bruh.
tournament. For the tournament. I
Oh,
mean,
okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Golf versus Badosa
Ooh.
and Siniakova versus Ivanareva. I'm keeping this all the
Okay.
way.
Oh
Sloan
Ooh.
versus
my
Muggs.
God.
Okay.
Iga versus Petra. That's gonna be messy.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
Layla versus Makida.
I cannot believe you have Vera
Oh.
Zavanareva going that far.
So you
I
have
know who I
Marquita.
don't
Ooh,
have
that'll
going
be
that far
nice.
is Contavit. I don't know who showed up last year, but that ain't the Contavit I know. And I'm gonna
I
go with the
love.
years of experience, okay?
I
She can
don't know.
prove
When
me
I
wrong.
listen, when I watched her live in Cleveland, I was sold.
Listen to me. Listen to me. If
What?
Contavit can produce these things this year, okay, we're gonna have to deal with Nigel Sears, which I don't want to. But I
He's
I
not her
thought
mean,
she
coach
got rid of
anymore.
him.
No, she
oh,
got rid of him. She's
wonderful.
back.
Okay.
She's
On
with Sabalenka's ex-coach. What's his name? The Russian with the curly mop.
Tursunov,
Kursanov.
Oh, Dimitri? What's
Dimitri's
his
not
name?
Kursanov.
with
Yep.
Sabalenka anymore.
No, he's with
Oh my
Kontaveit.
god.
Gosh, they
I don't know
just
who
trade
I don't know
coaches
who
so
Sabalenka is
much.
with anymore. If anybody knows, I don't know. But Kontaveit, yeah, he was in her camp watching her yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever that was. That was lovely. So let me just say, I have highlights at least one, two, three, at least 8 or 9 matches. Now, which of the matches will you wake up for in that
None.
section?
Not one.
Not one of these matches will you wake
No.
up for?
No, I got to work.
Okay, so if I had to wake up, yeah, you have to. You know what? I'll be honest. There's no one really in this section. I might keep my eyes open depending on when they put it on for Kerber versus Layla. I might do that,
Kerber
but I don't
versus
know if I'm gonna
Layla is
set an
gonna.
alarm.
No, it's either gonna be first on in the nights. That would be our middle of the night.
Yeah.
So, which isn't
Loving
bad
drama
because
girl Sasha did not get a visa. I'm sure of it.
that means when I wake up in the morning, it'll be on. So
Something
I
told
get to
me.
watch the early day sessions and then night sessions, the end of it.
Yeah, if actually what's nice about it on the west on the east west coast lately is
You start
sometimes
4 o'clock.
yeah, but also sometimes we can wake up to a late running 5 set men's match.
Right.
I mean, I wake up to that almost daily during the Australian Open.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's the first match on and the second one hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, I have to get a little bit of the coaching swirl going. So I'm counting on Janina to get back into those press conferences and ask the coaches questions. But
Well,
I think,
it's like a bag. I think they just pick names out of a bag.
Are you
listen, it's a
free?
rotating. It's a coach's corner. But you know what?
WTA is like a department store. You just go up to one.
All
Are
right.
you free?
But you
and
know
then you
what's
just
nice
say,
about
"Can you
it?
help me?"
Let's
We,
move on
we're
to the
so
men
good.
because we have live tennis starting soon, so we have to get
Exactly. We got an hour.
we have to
So,
finish
but
up
what's
and let
nice
people get
about this
prepared.
is it's a very evenly spread out draw. That's
Yeah,
all I. Now you look at it, you realize that there are lots of Grand Slam.
I don't like
There are
it.
lots of Slam
it's
champions placed
WTA,
over.
and
I
and
still
one of the
like
other
that first
reasons
side
why
better.
Okay,
I
so
think
let's go to the men's top half, which
All
is
right.
now being held by Salvatore Caruso.
So
Section of the
in
draw.
honor of the number one slot being filled by a lucky loser,
Love
we're
it.
going to remember the days of when Novak was a loser and he was retiring all the time and something hurt and he had something in his eye and, before the days of telekinesis and bread and eggs. This is my throwback section to Novak, and it's full of some oldies to help us stay there, like poor little. You know who's old now that I want to see really do well in this section is Monfils. I guess we have to consider him old now, but you've got this section's a little bit beat up. Sam Querrey, like, where's he been? He's been injured, right? Luca Pui is back.
we weren't checking for
Fabio
him. For
Fonini
sure.
is old. I mean, like.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what kind of vibe I'm getting here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting two sets comeback vibes. You know when Nola used to do those two set comeback vibes? Because I see a future of Monfils versus Mateo, and all I remember is Monfils and Mateo's matches at the U.S. Open. I'm
Are they
so
good?
triggered. They can go well. They can do well, but Monfils in a 5-set match, you know what that means. A
It
train
means
wreck of
he
epic
loses.
performance. It means that he is in a winning position and he's losing.
And he's going to fuck it up.
So this is the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting Federer comfortably winning against Nole in a semis and Nole coming back with match points. I'm getting Wimbledon vibes. I'm getting shuddery feelings here. This is a fantastic draw for Monfils.
It's beautiful. It's a little bit too easy, right?
Listen. The only thing I think is probably like Bublik, maybe Alexander Bublik. He's an interesting player. I think Monfils might have lost to him indoors somewhere recently. So I'm just like, or maybe it was in the winter. This is a nice draw, but I actually feel like the person who's gonna get out of it is not who I want. It's probably gonna be Query. You know
Tommy,
what I
what do
mean?
you do for a living? You're awake.
It's not going to be Sam Querrey.
Sam
I don't think
Querrey
Sam Querrey
sometimes
wins
can get
one
through these
match.
matches. You don't think he gets out of Tommy Paul?
No, I don't. I really don't, because he's coming back from injury. Tommy Paul is or no, he doesn't play Tommy. He plays a wild card.
He plays Sonego.
So, yeah, and I don't even know who that is, and I still didn't pick.
Pablo knows who Sonego is.
Who is Sonego, Pablo? I just feel like Sam Querrey is not the mayonnaise sandwich eater of 5 years ago who could fuck up a draw at any given moment.
Well, I think this section is fully Mateo.
Thank you, Steph. You've already mentioned Query more than anyone else has ever.
Listen,
ever
I
needed.
get it. I know, but remember, Query every now and then decides that he knows how to play good hard court tennis, court grass tennis. But this is Berrettini's. This is Berrettini's to lose. Let's be honest. Right? Who else is? Tell us.
No. I really think it's. I think Berrettini can get tripped up. Actually.
Yes, he can.
I think he has a tougher draw than Monfils. I think this is 100% Monfils' quarter to lose. Berrettini has got to through. Let's look at his round by round, honestly, because it's tricky.
I think the most competitive is Carlos Alcaraz.
No,
from Spain in the third.
Yes, round. that too. But if Fucsovics gets through there, he could be tricky for Berrettini.
Yeah, Fuchs is good.
Each of those matchups, either way they go, almost can take Berrettini out. I think.
I don't know. Berrettini has been pretty solid. He's been getting.
He has, but his opponents are solid. Also, his opponents are solid, whereas Monfils' are not so solid. That's how I see it.
Listen, I get you, drama girl. This is Monfils' shot down under. May we channel that wonderful time.
Gasquet's playing. Yes.
Not Gasquet.
If you really didn't look at them.
Time.
She really didn't. I don't know this girl.
The wonderful time that Tsonga had in 2008. that was a wonderful period. I want Monfils to feel the power of that era. But you know what Sanga did that period, which was play aggressive tennis, Monfils. I'm just saying. No sitting back and waiting for shit to happen.
They ought to.
So what?
Well, Pablo says, can Gail last 4 rounds? I mean, maybe he should borrow the egg.
I mean, listen, if he keeps it efficient, he can last 4 rounds. There's no reason to be grinding out with any of these players here. I say maybe Bublev takes a set off of him in the second round, but I mean, he should. Christian Garin is pretty good, but I mean, listen, Monfils should be able to get through that match. I mean, this is a good draw. If you saw this draw in a slam and you're Monfils and you almost were going to play Novak Djokovic and you now no longer have to, listen, you better eat your Wheaties, boo.
Tommy says he's got Gail going to the quarters, and so do I.
So do I.
So I for this section, this quarter, I have, this is default Novak section. That vibe of the US Open in 2020 when everyone was just like all over the place and people were like, this is my shot, but then I wasn't sure this is my shot. Rafa isn't here, Federer wasn't there. And somebody thought like for sure somebody brand spanking new is gonna win. So I think there's gonna be all sort of scramble here. I actually I have Monfils and Sonego getting through here because I just think Sonego could be, I mean, he's messy. I mean,
they can't both get through.
No. But I have round of 16.
Oh, okay.
You have a round of 16 where
let me just say,
okay.
I know I'm gonna hit some controversy here. I don't smoke and I've not been drinking, but I think Nakashima is taking out Berrettini in the first round.
Wow.
What? I mean,
I
have it highlighted as a match to watch. Same thing.
I don't know who
I'll tell you why. I think
player.
Nakashima, right? Nakashima is going to realize this is a big opportunity.
It's a very good opportunity.
If this were what's that boy name? He got COVID though. Blonde, Brandon something.
Porter? Oh, Brandon.
No, he played well at the
Oh, I know. Oh, at the U.S. Open against Novak?
Yeah, Jensen, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Oh, is he? He's out. Yeah, he's not.
He's out with COVID, but this would have been a great draw if he had been here for him. If he'd been in this section, wonderful. But I think Nakashima is going to put his head down and really just play. So I wonder about that match. So I have Nakashima and having an All-American. Chad will be so proud of me. Second round, Kozlov and Nakashima. But
you know what?
In truth and in fact,
about it though, I think you're right in the sense that this is a real pressure moment for Berrettini.
Yes,
it's a huge pressure moment because everyone's looking at him and saying, "This is your shot."
I mean, yes, with no doubt about it, that he feels that he's carrying the weight of this. But I also think I don't know how Alcaraz is, but
I don't know how he's doing. Yeah. I don't know how he's
like you. I have him penciled in. I have him penciled in.
Like if he could do what he did at the U.S. Open and have a nice run, this is also a nice draw for him, right? Goes through Fuchs.
Yeah.
Gets Mateo. Mateo has a nice serve, but not that. I mean, it can work well on grass.
And you know he leaves the court wide open. He leaves the court wide open.
That weak-ass backhand. So it could be interesting,
Right. And I trust Juan Carlos Ferrero to guide Alcaraz.
Educate him, yeah.
Yes.
This is a good shot for Alcaraz, to be honest. Like if I'm looking at this draw and I know I don't have to face the number one, listen, chop. So this little section is tasty.
And we have to realize that these children don't know how to manage 5-set matches.
Yes, for sure. Also, he learned that last year.
Right. And this is why I hope Monfils could pull some experience, but also the truth, he's never been able to manage 5-set matches.
He's got to win in 4 or 3.
I think Nakashima is going to put his head down just for this match.
Well, that'd be tasty. Let's see how that works. I'm curious. So now
we're not even thinking about upsets, so
No, the Sasha section. We're gonna try to be a little bit efficient. What do you call this section, Janina?
The second quarter.
We're talking at the bottom half.
Yeah, the second quarter.
This bottom quarter here. So this is a quote from Novak. Okay, not sure when it was from, but I think it's fitting for this. He once said, "Nothing, nothing, nothing is better than sex. It is what God created us to do." In this section, we've got Zverev, Lopez, Rafa, Kokkinakis.
What does any of these people have to do with sex? It's actually making me queasy. What's going on? What are you telling me?
I think that you did not say crazy. Rafa was once the whore on tour.
We know that, Rafa.
Zverev is the young hot guy. Kokkinakis wants to be the young hot guy, but I don't care what Pablo says. I still say he doesn't know what team he plays for yet.
Stop it.
I know which team he plays for, but it's all right.
So
Pablo, this is not me saying that they're sexy.
Okay, so this is what you. So
is Sinner in here?
No, not in this section. In the other side. So you're saying that this is the sexual energy section? Is that what you're trying to
This is going to be the distracted by something sexy section. Somebody's going to get in trouble.
So this section for me is, you remember, see, I got Nole memory. Remember 2010 Nole vibes? Y'all don't remember. 2010 Nole is why we ended up with 2011 Nole.
Because he fucked up?
Because he was so close to beating Rafa. He could see himself finally triumphing, okay? And then he went away because he lost that very, very close match. I think it was in Madrid, if I'm not mistaken, with Rafa. 3 sets on clay. It was a barn burner. And then the next thing I know, I was like, Nole has come back and he has no body fat. So for me, this section is all about whether Sasha is finally ready to run through a section. This is what you get this section and you are, what is Sasha? The number 3 player?
Yeah.
You are efficiently taking yourself through this section. This is where you say, I'm locking shit down, not getting lost. The only section, I mean, I know he had a really problematic match with Lloyd Harris at the US Open, Sasha did. And there is Millman here. Millman likes to perform well in Australia. But if you are Sasha, you are efficient and you get through this until maybe you encounter Shapo in the 4th round. Maybe you lose a set or 2. But this is man or boy section for Sasha for me.
I think Sasha gets through this section easily. All the way, all of it, including Rafa. Okay, if Rafa gets that far.
So
I'm not convinced he will.
Okay, quiet as it's kept, and I know he's going to disappoint. I think Kokkinakis takes out Rafa in the 2nd round and then does nothing else. What do we say? No? Yay?
I think it's possible, but he might be spent. He might have a bit of a letdown after this title. I don't know if he's going to be able to ride that wave. His dangly earring might poke him in the neck also.
I actually have that. I actually have the German. But first of all, let me acknowledge I would not be a good homosexual if I did not acknowledge this. What? Max Giron and Rafa Nadal match should be on OnlyFans. I'm telling you. The booty. Oh my God.
Stop it.
Listen to me. Is that a match of the booties?
Listen to me.
He does have a big butt.
Marcos Giron is banging. Okay,
he's not banging. He's like 5'4". He looks dirty,
Janina,
and he's not very nice.
Janina.
No, he is not banging.
Janina, you accuse this section of having sexual energy, and Real told you,
and that's not it.
Garan and Nadal is the OnlyFans match of the moment.
No,
By the way,
not.
I literally
Janina.
think that they should do that.
Hold on. Let us just be clear because it's 2022. What? I ain't doing Nadal.
Well, you don't have to.
But let me just say, if you are a pirate, there is booty here. There is bountiful booty here.
Oh my God, he's not that young, is he?
No, Marcus is like
28.
20s. Yeah, 20s. Just saying. I'm just saying. So
he's very hairy too.
Janina.
But also
Janina. Let's just say
Reels
I know what I'm talking about here, Janina. And just accept that Reels is the expert here, Janina. Just let it go.
I don't think he's gay either. But...
Okay, wait. Reels has certainly inserted himself as the homosexual of the podcast in this moment, letting you know, Janina, that
he's letting me know.
Back.
Yeah.
Step back.
So,
okay.
This is not what you look for in a man.
All right.
So,
Oh, lovely
like I
drama
said,
girl said Real's gonna give Marcos a bath. He looks like he needs one. I'm telling you, he looks dirty.
He's not dirty, Jesus. So this sounds interesting. So what you're
but
telling me is
for
that I
this
should watch
section,
the first round
for this
Rafa match?
quarter,
Is that what you're telling me, Real?
what's that?
Is that the eye? Are you telling me the eye candy is an effect in the first round match between Rafa and Duran? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
Oh my God!
let's just
Somebody
say
said.
the cameraman will be still stuck, will be zooming in for the return positions.
Okay, this is good.
All
Okay.
return positions.
Okay, wait. Oh, says Duran is Dollar Tree Tommy Haas. I don't even want to.
Oh God.
Oh, that is absolutely disrespectful.
You don't need to remember Yvette. It's not. Yes, Giron is an American.
And
yes, somebody post a picture.
It's actually, you might be right on that. I'm not disputing. I did listen to me. I did not speak of Max Duran's personality. I was very clear and I was very specific.
So, I don't even know why you think he's that good looking.
Okay, so I love it. So
is Janina not hearing what I say? Did I say anything about looks?
She didn't say anything about the top of the top.
Janina, this is not competition for you, okay? You need to take your bottle and go to bed, okay? This is adult conversation.
Okay,
but
so
let me
just
honest,
say, y'all, wait, Real, to be honest, there's no matchup in this section that's remotely compelling except for anything that has to do with external.
This is precisely why this section of the draw is experiencing what I call the Federer cop blocking effect. So, because there have been times when Nole seems near unstoppable. I used to call him the juggernaut, right? And then there is Federer doing something. We can go back to 2012 when one Del Potro already dragged Federer to the Chitlin circuit in the semifinal. Federer say, "You ain't gonna beat Nole in that bronze medal match." And guess what? Del Potro delivered. He took Nole out. Nole got one bronze medal, Olympic medal, just one. Right? Remember 2011? I hope y'all they took it down, but I don't know. Some of us might not be old enough because the internet was invented in 2011 when Nole and what's that other boy's name? He wears glasses. He's from Serbia. Tipsarevic. Yep. And what's that other idiot name? He was doping. You know who I'm talking? Victor Troitsky. They made a video of pretending that they had kidnapped Nole and held him hostage, and that I think Rafa had ordered it, or Rafa was grateful, or that they would pay Rafa. Rafa needed to pay them money in order to get rid of Nole.
Rafa to the water.
Exactly, because Nole was making Rafa look embarrassing on clay.
And then Fed said, what? I'll come rescue you, Rafa.
Rafa prayed to Saint Federer, and guess what? Rafa got a 2-for-1 special. He took out Nole and he showed up in the French Open finals. I mean, who could ask for a better matchup than that? Federer didn't even sniff a set. Federer didn't even sniff a set. Okay? And we can go back to, 2021, right? Sasha Federer spoke to his homeboy, Sasha. You got to deliver this, Sasha. I mean, come on. You don't have a major. What's next to a major? An Olympic medal. Guess what? Olympic medal is a weave for your resume in tennis. Okay? You need an extension, you win an Olympic gold medal. And we go back to 2020 and now 2022. What happened? Federer called his boy Craig and said, Craig, fuck this up. Fuck it up for him. Just be messy. Tell him it exists and it doesn't exist and just mess it up. And all you got to do, just set it in motion, and when he's on the plane, call the airport and said he's on his way. You know who I'm talking about. So this is it. This is this section. So because here's the thing, Rafa thinks he's gonna win this.
No, Rafa thinks he's got a shot though.
But you
know what? But
does he really think
because
that?
Rafa has only won this thing for once. You know that, right?
The thing about Rafa, and Rafa said it. Listen, as long as he's in the draw and he thinks he can run, he still picks himself above any of these boys.
That is true.
That's how the ATP is. So
and that's
like,
true.
Listen, I'm here. I made it. I made it.
But you know what?
Debacle. I can get in the country.
But you see, I would say I think Rafa is like 5 years too late
Maybe a little.
Because
We'll
these
see.
boys on tours, they're like the WTA. Some of these boys just want to destroy you in one match. That's all. Just want to mess you up. Just mess you up, and they don't care if they lose the next match. So, I actually have in this section, I have Kachanov taking out Nadal.
Well,
it's possible.
Well, Kachanov has the opportunity. He's tried it before. Right. He was close.
Right.
He's close.
What not gets, but a Yankee Nadal.
I don't think this is a Steph. You're right. I don't think this is a gimme for Rafa, but I think that Rafa would pick himself amongst these children to at least get himself to the second week.
Pablo says he's not taking out Rafa.
No, I mean, listen. So, listen. The problem for me is Rafa hasn't played that much. Mm-hmm. He did just recently recover from COVID. Mm-hmm. It is 5 setters. Mm-hmm. I don't know how hot it's gonna get. And these kids are excited that there's no Nole in the draw. They don't have to do that twofer anymore. They don't have to do that and annihilate both of them.
They don't have to tag team.
Nope.
Federer isn't here because here's the thing: if Federer was in the draw, right, you have to overcome the crowd, which is near impossible unless you are like, God level. Federer is injured, right? And I don't think Federer is coming into any more draws dodgy anymore. He's like,
I actually think the sneak attack here is Aslan, by the way. I think Aslan is going to put his head down and go.
Right. Yes. So for me, my round of 16, I think if it's where I am, 1, 2, 3, is Karatsev and Kachanov. But he's Russian, so maybe he has spent all his energy last week when he took out Murray. But he handled him like he should have handled him. 2 sexy sets.
To Steph's point, Macro's point, it is a great opportunity for Kachanov, although he has seemed frozen for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And so if you want to wake yourself up, listen, this is an opportunity for everyone. Look at this. Urkach is in here. Lurch is in there, as I call him. Aslan is in here. This is a Chapo with his new coach is in here. So, but that's when I say, this is why I think this is a coming of age piece for Sasha. Like, do you want to say that you are now part of the big boys here?
Yep.
Do you get through this easy, or are you going to make life difficult for yourself? So anyway, let's keep it going because we're quickly going to head to live tennis soon. But let's say who is lasting?
Is at 7 o'clock.
Who's in your 4th round? But people got to get snacks, honey.
Okay.
Who's your 4th round in this little section?
Monfils and Alcaraz. I'm gonna call him Alcatraz. That's it. Sorry, boo. That's what I'm gonna do. Alcatraz and
no. How are you talking about? From the top.
We didn't go. First of all, we didn't go to the second page.
No. I know. I'm just saying. Let's.
Okay, so my round of 16 is right. It's Monfils. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Round of 16. Senegal and Monfils, PCB and Alcatraz. Sasha versus Kopfer. I think I'm saying that wrong.
Oh, Kopfer. Yeah.
Yes.
Dominic.
Yes.
Interesting. He had a nice run at the French.
Because about 2 years ago, I probably would have said Anderson, but never want to say that again. Karatsev and Kachanov.
Do you know what? I saw your question. The draw did not miss team, just like it did not miss Kiskopov.
Oh my gosh, team's not there?
Girl.
Mm-hmm. Honey, we ain't missing team until the
This French. Is like Christmas. This is the Christmas draw. This is an Orthodox Christmas draw. I'm telling you.
Wow. It's an opening. Okay, let's go to the second half of the draw, led by the king, Daniel Medvedev at the bottom, but up top we've got Casper Ruud.
Oh, I just want to add to Steph's point about Kachanov. Just Kachanov is looking at Rublev. Like, why is he up there? So Kachanov.
Kachanov is looking at Ruud, going, why is he up there?
Fair point. You're absolutely right. You were right.
Yeah, she's gonna get her honey deuces mixed. So, Janina, are you here, babe?
I'm here.
Tell me about Casper Ruud. What do you think of Nole thinking about him?
Well, listen.
Oh, no.
I have a hard time even saying his name. I want to call him Rude. Like is it Rude or is it Rudd? What is it?
It's Rude. I think it's Rude. At least I've heard. That's how I hear it on the speakers. But don't quote me on that. I have to go listen to what he says it is.
Because tennis people be like, they just whatever. Like I'm calling Alcatraz. and that's gonna be it.
Oh, I know.
Right. Pablo says Rude is the oldest teen. I swear to God, Casper Rude can
He
look
has
both
that
young
vibe
and old at the same
at the
time.
same time. Same thing with Alex Diminar. So those two old men are gonna meet at some point.
I mean, but you see, they may not have to put on some facial hair or something, right? But
Listen, tell
Casper
him
Ruud, you're
not to,
just
because then
like, is he
he
your daddy,
ventures
your
into.
grandfather, your baby brother? I'm like,
Okay, so
I need
this half, y'all,
This
is a
one's
gift to Andy Murray. No, I'm just kidding.
no.
Not really,
He
because I
no.
think Andy
wishes.
Murray's
You
gonna
know
have
He
to
what?
work.
wishes. This is like the COVID section. This is like maybe Novak's true section. I feel like there's a lot of players in this section who either have had COVID or who have a lot to say about COVID. We've got let's look at this. Who Murray had
Federer is here.
COVID.
Jenner is here. Steph is here. This is Steph's section,
TFO,
really. If we're gonna be real
Dimitrov.
honest, this is Stefano's section.
We call it the Stefano section.
I mean, it's Steph or Rude, right? So if you're gonna pick who
Okay,
should
should I go with
emerge,
Sinner?
you're going with Sinner.
I'm going with Sinner and TFO.
Let's see what Tiafoe's got to do.
He
Tiafoe meeting Fritz in the second round.
This is where he's had his best
I
result,
almost
right?
said, Janine, I almost said, what is wrong with you? Then I realized I wrote that too.
So
I
you
was
know
just
what,
like,
Jenna,
girl,
to
what
your
is wrong with
point-
you?
To your point, I have this pre-erotic weird thing that Novalai was doing. He was very Lost Boy. This section to me is Lost Boy vibe. Like, I can't quite figure out whether Steph, and the only reason why I think of it as Lost Boy is because of Steph. Where is Steph now? Is he ready now? Is he ripe? Or is he going to get lost even more? That's my question for this section.
I don't think it's a matter of whether he's ready or ripe. He doesn't have the easiest fucking draw.
What? He's got to go to he gets Mikhail in the first round, Ymir. Okay, maybe that could be a little bit of a sticky. But then who does he get in the second round? He gets Vinolas, and then he gets Griggs. That's a predictable game. I mean,
really, Griggs playing really well right now, isn't he?
He is, but that's like a good 5-setter that he should pick himself, or maybe even 4 sets. And then RBA. I mean, yes, it's very meat and potatoes, but to me, I feel like Steph, a little bit like Sasha, needs to step up into their game. Like this is like, if you get bogged down in these encounters, he's got way too much game to get bogged down with Griggs right now, right? Like Griggs lost. Who did Griggs lost to? Really surprisingly to me, actually. But Grigor, I will be honest, Grigor usually does well in Australia. But I feel like Grigor has been up and down.
And this is where TFO has had his best result in a slam, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep.
So I'm counting on him to do well here. I just like Sinner. I don't know. I just
do too. I do like that.
I think that his draw's not crazy. Andy Murray, he's in there.
Beat Grigor. That's who beat Grigor. I was trying to remember who beat Grigor.
Yeah, Andy, just went deep into a tournament. He's gonna be tired, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Andy.
I don't know. I mean, he needed that match play, but I don't know if he needed that much match play before a 2-week tournament. Just saying that there maybe should have been a strategic loss there. But he does have 2 bionic hips. So, maybe he's going to be in better shape than everybody else. I don't know. But I like TFO and Sinner coming through here.
TFO and Sinner?
Yeah.
Let me see. TFO. Okay, yes, that's spot on.
That was not a strategic loss Murray had against Karatsev.
No, I think he just lost.
No, it wasn't. I'm saying he should have maybe had one sooner.
Oh, God. Have you met Andy Murray?
Oh, wait. No. Michelle says she doesn't like ripe. You don't like ripe, Michelle? What does it suggest to you? I mean, it's horrible connotation, right? It's either like ripe for the picking.
I call this section, I do call this section, like Murray madness, in the sense that, it's when Nole is somehow crazy and giving Murray free gifts. So this section sort of opens up for like anyone to sort of like just randomly get, someone that you wouldn't necessarily think would be the person to come out of here. Like a Rude making it to the quarters of a major. Like what?
Well, but you know what? I think Diminar actually does really well here. I will say that this section does not have a lot of highlights for me in
Right.
terms of I didn't highlight it in yellow. I'm looking forward to possible Sinner Stefanos match, and I'm looking forward
But
to
it's
Griggs versus
65 is
Stefanos.
it's played Giannos right now. Is he okay?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know what's the ATP policy, but did anyone really have a chat with this dude after the French Open? He's not been okay since then. You can
But
claim
that's what I'm.
injury.
But it's okay. I mean, listen, that was a
Andrea,
devastating
it's
loss. He should have won that.
okay.
I mean, listen, I feel for that kid. Like you have two sets, you should have.
I mean, ooh.
You have two sets to love, and you do not win the title.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. What a hot mess. I totally forgot about that. All right, let's talk about this bottom half because it's juicy, and this is my most favorite Novaxx section.
What is
this
it?
is a throwback for me.
Novak?
This is the Serbian Devil.
Oh,
section.
When you hated No Light the best.
This is full of little fucking devils, right? Assholes, bad boys. We've got Kyrgios, we've got Medvedev, you've got Rublev. I don't know if he's really a bad boy, but he looks like one.
He's
like
pretty.
You know, yeah.
You've got somebody who's sniffing coke here. That's Dan Evans here.
There's
Richard Gasquet in this section
you've
too?
got John Isner in here, who is a bad boy for all the wrong reasons.
Your Cressy is here, Janina.
My Cressy is here, and I think my Cressy is gonna do okay. I think
he could get to the third round.
I think he beat Isner a while ago. He beat Isner last week,
and he's about to play him again.
He's playing well. He's had some higher profile players to test his game against recently, and he's done well, and I like it. But I do think that this section belongs to the Russian Devil, my fave, Medvedev.
Yeah, that's kind of why I gave this section the soft. I mean, no one's really gotten there. It's the same thing with Barty. I gave this the soft 2011 section, which is when you're winning everything. So this is Medvedev's. Like I don't see how Medvedev loses any in this section.
Well, yeah, he can lose. He can trip up over an on-point Nick Kyrgios. That's going to be his tough spot.
Girl,
but that's it.
I want you to stop this now. Nope.
I'm serious. That's the only way I see him losing.
So lovely drama. Girl, yes.
Liam Brody is going to be in the second round.
Beaten Tsitsipas, but in the last couple encounters, he's beaten him twice, and in the last 3 sets has been like 6-1, 6-1. So we'll see, though. I don't know. I think there are many.
So did you hear what Reels just said? Brody's taking Kyrgios out in round 1. I don't think that's happening, but
I
it
see
could.
that in a heartbeat because Kyrgios he's had COVID. He's still recovering from COVID, and there's nothing like.
Oh, he recently had COVID?
Yep.
Well, I just don't like how he's talking right now.
Well, I don't really care how he's talking about. I'm just saying I gave up on Nick when Nick. Listen, I love a trash talker. You know this. It's like I love Federer shade, but you shade. You trash talk, you come on court and you got to deliver. Nick has not done that consistently.
Make that commitment.
You got to trash talk and win.
So,
you gotta be a judicious hater.
When I say that I don't like how he's talking, I feel like he's unfocused, and that's not ever good for him. I've not heard him talk about tennis at all. All I hear him talking about is the Novak drama. And if your head is in the right place, you are deflecting that. You're not really. You're gonna give a short answer, but he's out here tweeting and throwing fits.
Girl,
and this isn't right.
Girl, he's out here keeping for Nole, and he can't stand the motherfucker. Like I'm just like,
no, you know what? Can I tell you? I have a theory about that, but I'll get into it just because about the male head and all that stuff. And I don't mean that head; I mean the top head. But I will say, I would love to see Nick. I would love to see Medvedev make a meal of Nick Kyrgios.
Oh my god!
Well, he will. I mean, he just will.
I would love to see Kyrgios get his ass.
Because here's the thing.
Medvedev is going to kick everybody's ass that he plays.
First of all, Medvedev is going to tire this mofo out, right?
That's what I want.
2 games, Nick is going to be needing an asthma pump.
He's going to be like, what is this guy?
No,
but again, I don't think Liam Brody's going to let this opportunity pass.
I don't think so either. I'm sorry. Actually, it's a great chance for him. So yeah, I believe I saw a post. I think I saw a post from Nick Kyrgios' Instagram that said he tested positive for COVID, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, recently, yes.
Yeah. and that's why he had to withdraw from his match. And he was prepping for the Australian Open because I think if he withdrew enough and isolated
Oh,
enough, I think he would have enough time, recovery time. And I'm
oh,
sure
so
they're
he
gonna.
actually tested positive mid-tournament?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
And this was
So
since
I didn't
Nole
realize
yeah.
that.
came. This was I think the same day Nole came in, he tested positive
Oh,
when the
okay.
Oh, can
drama.
I tell you though who might sneak out of this draw just like you say, a la WTA side? Diego.
Yep, I have I have Diego in the fourth round.
Diego, if Diego meets Cressy, I don't think he can handle that serve and volley. He
Sweetie,
doesn't
Classic
have the
Diego.
legs to run that far.
Who? Diego?
Janina,
Diego
Janina,
is
No,
so
I
fast for legs.
Janina,
uh-uh.
Janina,
Diego,
Banana,
all
Banana,
Diego can
Banana,
is legs.
I
Janina,
don't think he could do it.
Janina.
What?
Take that back. Take that
No, I'm
back
not
right
taking it
now.
back.
Listen to me,
Diego
I
plays
do
with a
have Diego
racket that is
beaten.
half the size of his body.
But it don't matter. Diego can stop
sweetie.
anyone up down to size. But I mean, we'll see. If Cressy even makes it to the third round.
Diego Schwartzman is the number 13 seed, and that's just from a reach. That's because Casper Ruud here playing all the
That's
matches.
because the
I'm just
tour is
telling
weak.
you,
Oh
Diego
wait,
Schwartzman.
y'all. Let's be honest. We have not talked about the most precious person in this.
I know who you're
Felix?
talking about.
Felix.
FAA. I don't know if he might get past Roussevois.
I have him beating Rublev.
Girl, I don't even have Felix coming out of the first round. I'm not so sure
Of
that's
course
what
you
happens.
don't.
No, you come on.
You know
Reels.
what? Stop it. Reels.
Why
Listen
you
to
have so
me.
little faith in Felix?
It's not about me having
Because
little.
it's
I mean,
easy.
because I mean, what did you
He's
say,
the
Janina?
angel amongst all these devils.
Look, I want greatness for Felix, but Felix don't seem to want greatness for himself.
Yes, he
So-
does. He puts his head down. He handles business.
But let's keep it
Mm.
going.
Oh, who's his girlfriend? Okay. All right. Never mind. Moving on. All right. Let's wrap this up.
I would just like to make an announcement. Someone pick some people with melanin. Anyway, let us keep it going.
Who do you
I
have in your
honestly-
fourth
So
What?
okay,
What do
for
you
my
say, Rose?
I'll start.
round?
Janina, can I start? No, Janina, go ahead. I don't want to mess up the order.
Yeah, don't mess up the order. I've got Rude in Sinner, TFO in Sissipas, Rublev in FAA, Cressy, Medvedev.
Ooh, good for you. I like it.
We already did.
Sorry,
the other
Janina.
side.
I have to fix my glasses because I don't think I heard you right. You said who?
I can't stand your ass. You know what? Fuck you.
So we are going for the fourth round. I'm going for Diminar versus Sinner,
Mhm.
RBA versus Steph, Rublev versus Felix. I have some faith in Felix, although tricky Evans maybe, but we'll give it to him. Diego versus Medvedev.
Okay. I have Rude versus Sinner.
Ooh.
I favor Sinner actually throughout this
Mm-hmm.
quarter. Tiafo versus Plagianos.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know what Plagianos is doing, but honestly, I look at these Spanish boys down there, and I mean, I love it if it's Emer. I think Pablo. I think I said it right this time. But you know, I don't know if Tsitsipas gets.
I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be nice. That'd be nice.
If
That'd be a wonderful
exactly,
run.
but you know, I know Emer's game, and it's yeah.
It's sketchy.
I do have girl. I don't. These people be swimming in the back of the court, like they be like.
Yeah,
Y'all
Emer
are not
just, like,
Medvedev,
hang
okay?
behind the
Please.
baseline. Mhm.
Yeah. I have Chilich versus FAA, so I do have
That's
some
a good
faith
idea. That's a good idea for
in
Felix,
Felix.
though. That's a great plan for Felix.
Rublev. I mean, sometimes I'm watching Rublev's matches and I'm just like, why is he here? Like I don't understand
Is it because
what's
he's
happening.
ghost-like?
I mean, Rublev gives you a whole court to play with. I don't know why people just end up in some silly nonsense with him, but this is why Medvedev loves playing him. And I have Diego Schwartzman. I mean, Janina, I was being generous by having Maxime get to the third round, okay? But apparently you are here trying to go overboard versus Daniel.
I got him going one more damn round than you. Come on.
And I have this section. This is the juggernaut draw, cake draw section. You're right, Andre. In the 2011, when Nole was
Yep.
just like, wherever you put him, he's ready. He's ready.
Yep.
He will be there in the semifinal.
I
So
have to say, coming to the end of this, in defense of the Nole theme, as lovely drama girl has said, Nole has had a very storied journey in the ATP side, and I wish that he had, just in a moment of kind of like trying to be a good person here. I wish that he could have settled into enjoying his relevance just in tennis and nowhere else. Because it's been a wonderful journey. When I was thinking back of my Nole memories so that I can connect it to the parts of the draw, I was like, this mofo has brought so much angst and feelings in these matches. And it's just
He brings
it's too
something.
bad. It's too bad he didn't really embrace that. And never has. He's never embraced like what's going on the court fully and just reveled in it. I wish so much more for that. Because I think it could have been real fun.
I mean, if he would have been a bad boy like he is, God, I'd have been all up on that
You would have
Novak
been
train. I'd have been
all
a
about
big. I would have been the
climbing
leader
it.
of the Nole fam. I would have dethroned fucking Yolita.
Listen, nobody's.
and we wouldn't have been friends, and your number would have been blocked. You couldn't call me. Like it's none of that. It's
No,
like
you know
none
what,
of
though,
that.
Reels? If he
so
would have
Tommy-
embraced his bad boy place on
so
tour, you would like him better too.
No, I wouldn't.
Tommy's call in the chat is great. Those are nice. Those are really
Sonego-
nice. There's some nice surprises up
Sonego
in there.
Monfils,
Yeah. So Tommy, who you think
Ritsapor,
gets out of that
Alcaraz,
Hurkacz versus Rafa match?
Chapo, Uzer versus Chapo, Hurkacz versus Rafa. Ooh.
Interesting.
I mean, if
You know
Rafa
what?
meets Hurkacz, I don't think Hurkacz getting out of that match. But
No, I don't think so either.
Look, you people have to deal with Rafa early, okay? You cannot let Rafa roll in because he will roll all the way into that final.
Listen, if Rafa gets into a second week, then he's doing okay. So good luck.
Yeah, if
y'all
he gets
you
to the
let that
second
happen.
week, I mean, he's probably gonna win.
Yeah, I mean,
Rude
like
versus
it'll
Sinner.
be. I don't know if he'll win, but I think he'll like his chances. I will say here, that's true. What do you? We didn't talk about this. We can gossip about it later, though. But early dibs on the Netflix thing. What do you all think the show's gonna be like?
A shit
and why
show.
did they tell Sasha about it?
It's gonna be a shit show. It's gonna be a shit show because it'll either actually show what a shit show tennis is, or it's gonna be a shit show because it's not gonna show any of the shit show of what tennis is.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, honestly, do I really need to see all behind code access some curated nonsense with these boys? They're on Instagram. If I really am interested in any of these people, I got a good sense of who and what they are. But you know, again, a lot of these like stories, and I mean, I'm just missing critical, thought-provoking, introspective, something of substance. I'm not interested in seeing Berrettini modeling some shots, which is you know what I mean? I'll like see their life untold, walking around with some bag and practice. I'm not interested in any of that. So it's cute for the young generation, the people, but I mean, Netflix isn't going to be bringing, anything with it. But some people be cashing some checks, so I'm always happy for people getting pocketbook. But nothing so far interests me.
All right, fair enough. So on closing on our Novak theme, I'm going to take us down a little bit of a rabbit hole because we have something that, I need to call out.
Okay, call it out.
Tennis journalists.
Okay.
And I'm going to say
people
out
who write
loud
about tennis
right now, the next time that you are in a room with Novak Djokovic, if you do not flat out ask him why he did not use this opportunity in his platform to help the people who had been detained for nearly a decade and was only worried about whether or not he got to go hit a ball and used all of his privilege and had court called on the weekend, shame on you. I need somebody to do that. And you better believe I don't care if I'm not in a room with him for the next 5 years. When I get there, and I will be there, I'm going to ask him. because he made himself look really, really bad on so many levels, but that really truly was the worst. It was so incredibly selfish the way that he behaved. Maya Angelou told us, when people show you who they are, believe them.
That's a good point. I will suggest this is a little bit beyond previous topic because it occurred to me. I do you think you all for the Netflix thing? Do you think that they are filming Federer's rehab to get on the
No,
tour
he's
for
too private.
2022? Okay, I was just curious
I
because I'm
doubt
just
it.
saying that the hunger I saw on my timeline, but the Federer timeline for footage about Federer, I just think because he is so private, if you got him trying to get back into the tour in 2022, you better hold that footage. That's all I'm saying, Netflix. That
True.
is screen gold.
Yeah.
Yes, Janina, and I actually think somebody should tag in somebody else and do exactly what you're talking about, Janina. Like one of the things I think that was really poor from the tennis side was Novak equating himself to the same struggles of the refugees. I think we need to move away from seeing it as that because refugees took a legitimate process. Novak circumvented the process. So putting him in the same bag, I thought was just not really the right move. And actually, what was wonderful about it is the court completely avoided that part of the argument and really stuck to the whole anti vaxxer piece,
Yeah.
which is really what put him into the ground. Honey, we peeped Novak Djokovic's personality when he said the king is dead in 2008 and complained about Sanga's family. So,
Right.
I
I
mean,
mean, I mean, Janina, this is a very
Just think
I
about it.
no. To your point, I mean, I get why you are saying, and I agree, right? That you know what I saw from the people who write about tennis on a consistent basis. These people are not journalists. Um, it was shit show. I think Howard Bryant, RBT comes on the show, really got to the point because he contextualized it. It just was not just about Nole. It's about these high profile athletes who do this dumb shit all the time. Speaking dodgy shit, believe themselves an individual above society, above everything else. And we are in the middle of a pandemic where we
Yep.
have to be all in this thing together. That you cannot be out here screaming and seeking for individuality, that you alone are special above everyone else. And I think the thing that really stuck out to me about this episode, well, one, a lot of these people need to come out and see the sunlight. Y'all need some vitamin D. All puns intended. That y'all need to be outside. Y'all are really crazy. That two, that this was tennis. This was a small thing, a very clear thing. He did not have a medical exemption to come into the thing, and he knew this, and yet it obfuscated and turned into this whole big shebang for no goddamn reason and hurt legitimate and hurt a lot of other people. Also, no one, a lot of these people, they don't care about refugee situation, and he never mentioned it. His fans never really held his feet to the fire. I think last week when we had out the last podcast, Andreen said, if y'all want to bring this man, Muhammad Ali and all of that, he should have led those people out of that place. He should have, but he did none of that. And in all of his statements, it's always about himself. Only him. He's the only victim. I need to go take time away to do this, whatever the case may be. What no one has asked, and it's the same thing with the Adria tour, is the effects of Nole's selfish actions. No one asked about the fallout for the crowd when they had the Adria tour, and no one asked about the fallout with this allegedly positive COVID guy, because you can't tell me Nole was not positive. He faked that whole test, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt that it was a real test. Nole was COVID positive and walked to a hospital ward and was hugging and dealing with children who are presumably ill. And no one everyone was saying, well, he didn't know about the test result. For all of the special favors that Nole pulled, you mean to tell me that Nole got a COVID test on the 16th in the afternoon and didn't check for the results, which came back that same day, which is above and beyond anything that every single Serbian say, right? All Serbian people say the tests don't come back on the same day, right? but his came back on the same day, and he didn't check it. He didn't check for the results. That no one said, Mr. Djokovic, here is your results, knowing that he is preparing for a major event. Love.
But why would they check when they know that results in COVID didn't really matter?
Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. So this idea that, and no one points to that. Whenever Nole deals out destruction, everyone always drag the real victims, and only Nole alone is put up on the pedestal. And it is really embarrassing and really insane for me, because this is just tennis, and this thing is just a microcosm of what's happening in the real world, and we have real world problems. Nole did not have an issue here, right? He's not playing the Australian Open, and he is going to be so fine.
Yep.
He's gonna go home and be all right. His wife, his children, his family, whatever. He's gonna come back to a hero's welcoming survey. They're gonna put up more statues and whatever. He will be okay. That was never in doubt. No matter whether it was the number one player, the number two player. What is going to be a problem is that all those people in that hotel who are in the political asylum, in that quagmire, they can see how the process can work for them.
Yep.
And the process is deliberately not working for them. Nole had, I want us to understand this. The fucking Supreme Court, or whatever the Australian version of the Supreme Court, held a weekend fucking session for some man to come and play some fucking ball.
I know. So painful.
So let that sink in.
I mean, and when we talk about like he was mistreated. Oh my God, this is embarrassing for Australia, for all of the wrong reasons. The thing that y'all should have been dragged. We had to have every single judge sit there to discuss whether this man can play some tennis. A 2-week fucking event. And he had no qualms dragging this shit out. He couldn't even say, you know what? I'm over this mess. I'll see y'all in Paris. Paris already said I don't need this shit. I got it on tape, so she can't tell me some shit come March. That we need a vaccine this time around.
God forbid they change their mind. All right, let Faith Evans take us out.
So, enjoy some tennis, people. And it was lovely chatting with you, ladies. And I miss our fans having live events. And we will promise to do more podcasting this year. We promise.
I ain't missing you, Nole. I am not gonna be missing your ass.
And this is as much love as we can give you, Nole. This is as much love as we can give you. So you got a whole 2 hours. Have a great evening, ladies. Bye.